John Dillinger's famous pistol. This is John Dillinger's gun, which he carved with a razor from a washboard. The guards mistook it for the real thing and Dillinger escaped from prison. Fashion accessory buttons appeared long before our era, but were only used as decoration. Around the 12th and 13th centuries, buttons became known again in Europe, but now they had a functional meaning of buttoning, not only decorative. In the Middle Ages, buttons became such a popular accessory that their number on clothes could be used to judge the status of the owner. For example, one of the outfits of the French King Francis, I had 13,600 buttons. The moment Goebbels learned that his photographer was Jewish, the welcoming smile left his face. He looked at me with eyes full of disgust, and as if he began to sizzle with his gaze. The photographer recounted, from the memories of Alfred Eisenstadt, on his way to Egypt with his army. Napoleon invaded Malta in 1798. During his 6 days on the island, he succeeded in abolishing the authority of the Knights of Malta, reforming the administration with the creation of municipalities and financial administration, abolishing slavery and all feudal privileges, appointing 12 judges and laying the foundations of family law, and introducing primary and general public education. Robert Chesbrough is the inventor of Vaseline. He was so firmly convinced of its healing properties that he said he ate a spoonful of it a day. When he had an attack of pleurisy at the age of 50, he ordered his nurse to cover him from head to toe with Vaseline, after which he soon recovered. Nevertheless, he lived to the age of 96. The Lycurgus cup is an ancient Roman cup depicting the mythical king Lycurgus. It changes color depending on the light that falls on it. It is the only solid Roman object made of such glass. It dates from the 4th century AD. Hosono Masabumi's Shame, the only Japanese passenger to survive the Titanic. He lost his job back home and was nicknamed Tepe Salisaksi because he did not show courage and die with the other passengers. A Roman bronze mask covered in silver, 1st century BC. The mask was attached to the helmet and had a hinge that allowed it to be raised for a better view. Such masks were used both on parades, emphasizing the status of the wearer, and during battles by standard bearers and horsemen. Their brilliance was supposed to intimidate enemies. Justinian Plague, from 542, painting by Nicolas Poussin, 1631. This first ever pandemic wiped out 2/3 of the 800,000 population of Constantinople. A wide branch of trade routes spread the contagion from China or Central Asia to Northern Europe, killing up to 90 million people, 1/3 of them in Europe and 2/3 in the Middle East and Asia. China itself suffered little from this contagion. This map was purchased by Chinese collector Liu Gang in 2001 at an antique store in Shanghai for $500. It is dated 1763, but bears the inscription. This map was drawn by Mo Yitong, a Qing dynasty citizen during the reign of Emperor Gongli in 1763 from an original map of 1418. This is 74 years before Columbus arrived in the New World. But the Chinese map already depicts both Americas. Both the west and east coasts are shown.
At the beginning of World War II, the German Coca-Cola bottling plant lost its supply of ingredients from the United States. Then the Germans decided to produce another drink from food waste, apple cake and milk whey, and called it Fanta, short for fantasy. The director of this plant, Max Keith, was not a Nazi, so the common belief that Fanta was invented by the Nazis is a misconception.